Here we go then. So another video. We're going to start looking like this from now on. I've obviously moved into a new workshop. This is the main booth. We have since done the walls. They are a little bit sort of tatty at the minute. But with that, we've got like a peely fabric on there at the minute, and it's like a dirt trap, but obviously they were in need of doing in this video. It's one of the first things that catches my eye in this video for some reason. The booth's not as bright as what we're used to, but a great big booth. It's got the Cymatch robot that I did mention in the last video. We're not going to be using it on this job. As we do start using it more and more, I'll start to show you how it works and stuff. Maybe do a little time lapse of how it bakes. But nothing too crazy on here. Little repair on the bonnet, bit on the front wing, bumper, so we sort of blend the door. This is PPG in Virabase. I've got the one visit modifier in there, the OVM, which turns a 2 and a drop style paint into a sort of one visit, get your coverage and your effect, but because this is a solid white it has no effect. But I'm not a big fan of how the colours are given to you on the computer. There's kind of a 3D spray out card. It shows you what's been cameraed, and right next to it, kind of the same panel, is the colour match that the cameras give you. And it's really difficult to judge a lot of the time on what's best. And I was having a chat with one of the other painters here, and we were saying it feels a little like PPG have kind of put this sounds so silly, the decision on what colour you're going to use is on the painter, which it's always been. But again, the reason I love Standox and Spiezeka, if it was my own money I would buy it. It's that good. But it gives you a rating. I like the Standox one. It says 97% out of 100% colour accuracy. And looking at that, because I've used it so much, I know that that's fairly accurate. Now, we've had some on this computer that look basically edge to edge, and so you'll just do a bonnet or whatever, or a bumper, and it'll be off colour. And you're like, well, you've told me it's basically edge to edge. Sometimes bumpers are off colour from factory, so you can get away with it a little bit, but sometimes it's just like, why? It's not even close. Sorry to keep cutting you guys off with my own adverts, but it's got to be done. So here's a quick little look at the UV chip repair kit from Paintex, and a friend of mine, Adam, has sent me a nice little sort of before and after of a big silicon that he's found in the front wing. But he's applied the UV, dried it, sanded it, buffed it up nice, and the link for this will be in the description. So if you're interested, check that out, and I'll carry on with the video. Thank you. So, you know, this was a solid white with a blend, which is quite nice. And again, I did mention it briefly, if I can get my words out, mention it briefly in the last video with Gabriel from Motivated Painters. He seems to blend a lot, and I'm starting to think maybe this is why. I have looked at some of his videos, and he's a great painter, don't get me wrong, really, really good. But sometimes I look and I go, if that's just a rear bumper, you don't need to blend that. I've done thousands over the years. Like I say, I've been in the game a long time. If I'm doing a rear bumper, I'm not blending your quarter panels. I'm going to get a better colour match, and I'm going to do it properly. I say properly. And then you watch Gabriel, and I understand that they get paid to blend, which is good. That's what you want. The business that you're working for is going to make more money and things like that, which is great. But if they can get away with it, they can. And now I'm starting to see it's not like they're getting away with, let's blend it because we can get paid extra to blend it. It's probably because the colour's not that accurate. I've seen, there was a post that I've seen Gabriel put up, and sorry Gabriel, I'm using you because you do use PPG a lot, and because I've moved on to a PPG scheme, I am referencing what you're doing a lot because I've never used PPG. I used sort of Nexa years ago, which is kind of a, I don't know if PPG bought it out from ICI or whatever, but it's a similar kind of thing. But getting away from the topic here, I'm just referencing videos online so I know what I'm coming up against with PPG. And like I say, I noticed all the blends, and I'm thinking that's why now, because we've done a few trying to get colour matches and they're just not working. I don't know why. I mean, this job, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this job. It comes out first try. Little blend on the door's not a problem. I probably would have blended the door anyway if it was Spiezeka or Standox. But it's one of these things. Am I going to have to start blending everything now? Because our assessors don't necessarily put down lots of things for blends. They're not. They're just going to say there's a rear bumper, paint it, put it on the car, and then we're chancing it, and they're coming out, and they're not even close. I'm going slightly on a tangent here, but what I was going to say was I saw Gabriel with the 46G, the machine grey. I had one, rear bumper. I think it was rear bumper tailgate with the damage, but the Mazda that it was on, it had a bit of a trim, so it didn't actually touch the quarter panels. And I was watching Gabriel's videos where he was doing it, and he had about 13 spray out cards, all different. None of them were quite right, and you end up blending and stuff like that. So I sound a bit negative about it, but I feel like I'm on the back foot a little bit already with colour matching. We do have a colour library here, but it's not massive, and to be honest, half the chips, the information on the back isn't quite right. So I've started my own colour library, which you should do anyway, you know, if you use different guns and things like that. But you need to really sort of double check what you're doing with this. Otherwise it's going to be... I just feel like it can be a nightmare, certain colours. That 46G. We got away with it, it wasn't too bad, but I was kind of doing a spray out while I was painting the car and checking it against the car, and it's a bit of faffing about, and if it's not right, I mean, the other painters here, I've seen them in the booth doing spray out cards while they're in the booth with the car. And ideally, if you've got a funny colour, you do a spray out when it's been stripped down or something, and as soon as it comes in the workshop and you go, that's not going to be an easy one, let's get on with it. But if I've got to do that with every car, it's just going to be bonkers. There's going to be spray outs all over the place, and not the issue that I'm having, but if the best one it's offering me isn't right, where do I go from there? How do I adjust? It does have an adjust button on there, on the old visualizer screen, if you're familiar with PPG. But yeah, does the adjust always work? I've only used it once or twice, and to be honest, if it offers me, I'm using it just to see where I am. Anyway, let's talk about the video. I've painted it white, and it's lovely. I'm going to use this stat gun here from Static Solutions. You can see this has got a few miles on it as well. I think this is in need of a good service. But not that metal panels will carry static, but I like to think, I don't know, I've used it on a few panels in the past, anti-static guns, and they do seem to be slightly cleaner, so anything that's going to help speed up, for how long that's took me to anti-stat the whole car rather than just the bumper, I'm just going to do it. If it saves me 1 or 2 nibs when it's going to polish, then all's good. And you'll see here my beloved Porpoise. I can't get over how good these guns are as well. I get a lot of comments when people are on these videos. This is the 717. If you are really eagle-eyed, you'll see it's in the 715 body. I just wanted the blue gun body for clear coat, that's all. Because I do have the 715 as well. But yeah, it's great value for money, this gun. The fan is absolutely huge, and it atomizes really, really fine. Giving you like a superb finish, basically straight off the gun. Kind of, it does have a little orange peel to it, but it's like a factory peel, so just kind of colour in the panels and off you go. You're not really working the clear to try and get it flat and to try and chase that finish, which is nice. So I can't recommend them enough. We do have a discount code if you are interested in them. It's 5% off on the Porpoise website. Just put in Paint Tex. I'll leave that in the description as well if you are going to go and buy one. I believe when I used it, it saved me the 5%, but it basically was free shipping. So I got 2 guns at the time. I don't know now, like with exchange rates or whatever. It was £405 for 2 guns, which is incredible for the quality that they are. I've had them for a little while now. They've been through the gun wash multiple times, never had an issue. Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, it's a good gun to have. Try to think of what to say next. Almost, I am sort of at the minute. I'm sort of batch recording videos of my life. Is a bit chaos at the minute. Just started a new job, and my dad. I've got my own little business that I'm doing with Paintex. I'm sure I'm gonna throw a video in here somewhere. If you haven't already seen it, just advertising. You know, it's got to be done to try and push it out there. But I'm always developing stuff, and I'm always looking for what's going to help the painter. I think I do need to sit down and explain what Paintex is. I could go over it a little bit now because I'm short of ways to say you put clear coat on like this, and it's 2-bar full fan, all that good stuff, full fluid, if you're interested. So Paintex is a business that I've started. I've always been interested in business and having my own company and things like that. I want to work for myself. I always have. I've done contracting over the years within being a painter. You know, contract your services to big companies and stuff like that. But that's more of you own a job, you don't own a company. So while I was working away, I ended up meeting a chemist, and we sort of spoke about how to do like a UV clear coat. They were working on something similar, but it was for something completely different, and I wanted to borrow it to fix a silicon, and it didn't work. You know, that what they were using it for was completely different, but it had sort of similar attributes that I wanted. But because he was a chemist and actually knew what he was doing when it come to that sort of thing, he said, I can make you a recipe, you know, we can, you know, it's incredibly simple. There's only a few things that go into it, and it won't be that hard for me to adjust. So he mucked about and made it work, and it was quite good. And I was like, I should sell this, you know, this is not a bad thing. I ended up sort of putting the kit together, and it kind of took off from there. Not that it's a massive company, and I'm saying, oh, it's took off and I'm brilliant and all that sort of stuff. But the people that have used it love it. This company here that I'm working for, they've started buying it. They've purchased the Paintex True Color matching torch. They had, I know a few guys have got them out there. You can probably see it on the wall in the back next to the anti-stack gun on the wall. They're Philips CRI 95 sort of color lamps, but they're not brilliant. Again, those ones have got quite a few miles on. So once I started flashing mine about, and it's, you know, CRI 95 as well, but it's the D65 standard, which is technically daylight within the industry, and other colour industries as well. So once I started showing it off, they were like, this is brilliant. They bought one. They've bought the UV clear, or, you know, all that stuff. So the polisher here's got his own kit, which is nice. But it was more, for me, it's handy to have in your box. The UV torch that comes in the kit was, I've had a couple of people mention it, the torch that's in the kit is designed for touching up silicons. It was never designed, you know, I boast about it, it can do primers and stuff, and it can, but it's quite small because it was designed for the kit, and just people have took it to a new level, you know, curing things and stuff. So we've got some stuff cooking up in the background that I'm working on now again, so it's kind of, I need to try and batch these videos together and sort of line them up for YouTube, and then I've got a couple of weeks to run around and do the things that I need to do in between being a dad, a husband, an employee, building my own business. Might fit some sleep in there. I'd love to get back to the gym more. So yeah, it's all go this end. I am, if you are looking for anything to be developed within the paint industry, or you've got something that's kind of fancy that you want, let me know. Shoot me an email, sales@paintex.shop, and I'll look into it. It's one of these, I want to make things that are good for the painter. Although companies can use it and stuff, the thing with especially the Sun Match torch, the colour matching torch that I've got. It's designed to be affordable where the individual can put it in his toolbox, because the amount of places I've been in where the 3M Sun Gun, oh, you know, go and grab that. You go and pick it up, the battery's always dead, or it doesn't hold a charge because it's that old, or the actual end where the bulb is loose and it's flapping about. And you know, just look at the stat gun behind me here. They've got so much abuse on them. Can you even trust what it's saying? It's difficult, so I like to kind of not rely on myself. But if I've got my own torch, then I'm alright. Wherever you go, if you go somewhere and their torch is knackered, it doesn't matter. I can still get on with my job and produce quality results, because that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy painting, and I enjoy fixing someone's, you know, car and putting it back to the way it should be. So if I can develop little products and things that's going to help the painter, again, everyone's going to get silicons from time to time. So developing this kit and putting a UV torch in it that will cure UV products, the putties, even somebody's put it in windscreens now. They're doing windscreen chips with our UV clear coat. But yeah, the amount of things you can do with it, and it's affordable. So you can put it in your box and not worry about it too much. And it's going to help improve how you do your job. So enough about me ranting about myself. We're about to wrap this one up. Nice job, solid white, couple of panels, and different paint from me. So thanks for your time and listening to me ramble on, and we'll see you in the next one.